Guys, have you seen Raksha?
No.
No? Boys? Oh, sorry. Right, so down here in Trench 19 on the beginning of day 7, it's going to be really hard work down here. We had some rain last night, but it doesn't really seem to have softened up the ground, so the mattock's just bouncing off at the moment. But what we're trying to do is just bring it down to a level that we're at the bottom of the trench and work our way up the slope, where hopefully we'll find the interior of a building or floor surface. So at this point it's just slogging away today to reveal the archaeology, so hopefully beginning next week we can start investigating some features.
So over here in Trench 16 we've got what seems to be a bit of mortar coming through, but the problem is that the plough seems to have forced it to undulate. And we can tell this because in between the plough lines you can see it's forced up a little bit, but where the plough's actually gone through we're only getting streaks of it, as well as a bit of sand, which is probably the natural underneath. And so really, to clean this area, it's going to end up looking a bit like a W shape to get all the mortar coming up. So we're just pressing on with that for the rest of the day.
So today we're here with the Young Archaeologists Club winners. Hi guys.
Hello. Very exciting.
Yeah, it turns out we couldn't keep them or their parents out of the trenches.
There's something here as well.
Who knows? There's a lot of years.
Wasn't it? The farmer had had the field and they went, which is what they do, isn't it? You see people.
Hi there, has anyone seen Raksha?
I heard she was in one of the trenches.
So here in Trench 20 this morning we have basically taken off the rest of the subsoil layer to reveal this really interesting sort of chalky surface. Yesterday we unveiled this sort of brick feature just here, and we've chased it back and found that it continues onwards down here, possibly coming off at this angle. We've had Wendy, the metal detectorist, in, and she has found that in sort of regular intervals chasing the wall there's sort of 2 iron, probably nails, and stretching all the way down, possibly beyond this trench.
Day 7, Trench 22. I'm working with Rosie and Russell. We've got 003, this yellowish sandy silt. We've got 004, which is this deposit of chalk. We'd stuck a sondage in. Okay, the sondage showed us where the natural was. The natural isn't very far from the top of the trench really. So what we're doing now is we've strung a line across the length of the trench and we are removing this half. By doing that it'll give us a relationship between 003, 004 and the natural, and help us to understand sort of the relationships therein.
I really like this route into the Abbey. It's the north-south trackway running right the way through the centre of the Abbey precinct, and it links Leiston village with Theberton village on the other side. And you can see really clearly on one side of the Abbey we have our claustral precinct, and on the other we have our inner and outer court. And it's good to think of these precincts as a series of concentric boundaries where the more important you were, the further into the centre that you can pass. And in the centre, of course, that's the claustral precinct, defined by the quadrangle with all the important buildings such as the refectory where we're digging running off it. But of course, to pass into the precinct you've got to pass through a boundary, and that's defined by this ditch that you can see really clearly in the hedge line. We've also picked it up in the eastern field running north-south, so we know that it encloses this side, it encloses that side and runs all the way around the end. But of course, to pass into this there would have been a number of gatehouses, potentially one here, to control access for administrative purposes. Often they were defensive. You may find crenellations across the top. But more than that, it was symbolic. And you'd often find a coat of arms of the Abbey's benefactor on the front. But it was symbolic in a deeper way too, because as you passed over, this boundary ditch, you'd be passing from a profane world into a sacred world. You'd be moving closer to God. Come this way. And really excitingly, as we close the week out, we found what looks like the foundations for a structure. It's certainly a wall. Is it part of a gatehouse that guarded this north-south entrance to the site? Well, we'll have to wait and see for next week.
Where's Raksha?
Okay, Hugh, we're just going to take these back up. You alright finishing off there? Okay, jobs are good.
Cool. Well, that's it. Week 1 is a wrap.
Done and dusted.
We're already starting to lose some of our ventures, and I feel a bit sad.
It's emotional.
No, but we have a whole new group coming in on Tuesday morning. Tons of archaeology to go at.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit like a kid before Christmas.
Well, it is looking fantastic.
Yep.
If next week is like this week, then blimey.
Absolutely. But you know, there's still one big thing missing.
What is that?
Still no Raksha. I guess we're just gonna have to carry on. Huh?
Where is everybody?